Think of your hormones as tiny chemical messengers, whispering to every part of your body, telling it how to grow, nurture, and prepare for your baby. The main hormones in pregnancy are progesterone, estrogen, relaxin, and oxytocin. And they are like instruments of an orchestra. Each one has its own parts. And when they all work together, they create the perfect environment for your baby to grow and for you to transform into a mother. Now, that doesn't mean it always feels that magical. Sometimes it feels like fatigue, nausea, and crying in the grocery store because they're out of your favorite snack. But all of those sensations, they're a sign that your body is doing exactly what it's supposed to do. If you've ever found yourself crying over a commercial one day, nesting at midnight the next, or feeling totally confused by your own emotions, today's episode is for you. Welcome back to the Fearless Mothering Podcast. I'm your host, Alex Schoenberger, and this is the show for moms who are looking at entering motherhood, encouraged, enthusiastic, and most importantly, fearless. Today we are talking all about the hormones and the hormonal shifts of pregnancy. So what's happening inside of your body right now? You just found out you're pregnant and now you're experiencing all of those things that we just talked about. It's not random. It's actually one of the most beautiful symphonies nature has ever written. And it's all orchestrated by your hormones. So today we're diving into what's really happening hormonally during pregnancy, why you might feel all over the place, and how understanding these shifts can actually help you trust your body more, not less. So let's get into it. Think of your hormones as tiny chemical messengers, whispering to every part of your body, telling it how to grow, nurture, and prepare for your baby. The main hormones in pregnancy are progesterone, estrogen, relaxin, and oxytocin. And they are like instruments of an orchestra. Each one has its own parts. And when they all work together, they create the perfect environment for your baby to grow and for you to transform into a mother. Now, that doesn't mean it always feels that magical. Sometimes it feels like fatigue, nausea, and crying in the grocery store because they're out of your favorite snack. But all of those sensations, they're a sign that your body is doing exactly what it's supposed to do. So let's talk about the first trimester, what I like to kind of talk about being a wild ride. Also, we can kind of call it like hormonal boot camp, if you will. So you find out you're pregnant, your progesterone levels are surging, which helps your uterus just stay relaxed so your baby can safely grow. But it also slows everything down: digestion, energy, motivation. That's why you might feel exhausted or continuously nauseous. So meanwhile, your estrogen is increasing, helping your blood volume expand and supporting baby's development. It's a huge hormonal adjustment, which is why it's okay if you don't feel quote unquote like glowy yet. You're not moody, lazy, or broken. You're building a human being and your hormones are doing the heavy lifting right now. So then you get into second trimester, and this is kind of that feel-good shift. So for many women, the second trimester feels like a breath of fresh air. Your hormones even out a little bit, your body adjusts, and your energy often returns. So estrogen and progesterone actually plateau, and oxytocin, the love hormone, quietly begins to increase. So you might find yourself feeling more connected to your baby, more affectionate, or more emotional in tender moments. And yes, that also means your libido might come back too. That's your body's way of strengthening your connection with your partner and releasing more oxytocin, which will serve you beautifully during labor. So this is a wonderful time to move, to bond, to lean into joy, but it's not about perfection. It's about presence. So staying present in the moment. So then after that hormonal shift of second trimester, we get into third trimester. And this is when your body really start training, your hormones really start training your body for labor. So in case you haven't heard of it, relaxin, which is responsible for softening your ligaments and your pelvis, that starts to increase. So as I was saying, it's softening your ligaments and your pelvis so your baby can move into a good position. That's why you might feel a little bit wobbly or achy because your body is making space. Again, estrogen rises and that stimulates uterine growth and prepares your breasts for milk production. And then, of course, oxytocin, our star of birth and bonding, begins to build momentum. So that nesting energy, the sudden urge to clean or organize the nursery, totally hormonal. Your body is naturally shifting gears from growing your baby to preparing to meet your baby. So if you find yourself feeling tender, sensitive, or extra emotional in all of the ways, let that be okay. You're tuning to your baby and you're becoming the mother that they need. So, why understanding hormones reduces fear? Here's the truth. When you understand what's happening in your body, fear loses its power. So many moms, like I did, blame ourselves. Why am I crying again? Why am I always anxious? Why do I feel so different? My husband mustn't even recognize me. Oh, I'm just always a bundle of emotion. But none of that means you're doing anything wrong. These shifts are evidence of your body's brilliance. They're proof of the transformation that you are going through. When you notice yourself feeling emotional, you can pause and think, this is oxytocin. It's helping me to connect. Or this fatigue means my progesterone is high. My baby is growing safely. So awareness of our hormonal shifts turns frustration into reverence. So your hormones aren't against you, they're for you. They're crafting your baby, softening your body, tuning your intuition, and preparing you for the sacred work of motherhood. So next time you feel the tears, the nesting, or the overwhelm, take a deep breath and remember your body knows exactly what it's doing. If this episode helped you see your pregnancy in a new light, would you share it with another mama? That's how this community grows, one conversation at a time. And if you want to help your partner understand what's going on in your body and how to support you through it, grab my free partner support cheat sheet. The link's in the show notes. And next week, we will be diving into nourishment for pregnancy, what your body really needs. We're going to talk all things food, cravings, and how to nourish intuitively, not fearfully. Until then, take care of yourself. You're doing beautifully.